And a very good morning from SeaWorld Orlando. You're watching Adventure Planet, where I'm back here for the first time since November 2023, here at the roller coaster capital of Orlando. And I tell you what, it really is fantastic to be back. This park opened back in 1973, sits on about 200 acres and features 8 roller coasters. There's been some really impressive investment made in this park over the past several years to allow them to quite rightly market themselves as the roller coaster capital of Orlando. Of course, like I say, about a year ago, just over, I was here riding Pipeline the Surf Coaster for the first time, so looking forward to getting back on that. But also they got a brand new coaster here, or at least their newest coaster, opened back in 2024, Penguin Trek, that I've not yet ridden, but also a brand new flying theatre attraction, Expedition Odyssey, which I'm really looking forward to trying out, seeing what that's like, and of course getting on all of my favourites here today. It's also part of SeaWorld's Summer Spectacular today, which means we've got a brand new show to check out over at the Nautilus Theatre. That's called Hydro Surge, and also a firework display to end the night tonight, which will be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, park's open right the way through till 10 p.m, so we're also going to get a chance to get on some of those night rides. Tell you what, shades are out today. It is brutally hot here in Florida today. We're expecting temperatures of 36 degrees, and that sun is really, really hot. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle today, but I'll do what I can. Let's head on in. And I've always really loved this entrance to SeaWorld Orlando. It really does look great. Great photo opportunity as well with the lighthouse there. Yeah, SeaWorld in Orlando is my favourite of the 3 SeaWorld parks that they have here in the US. Of course, the original was opened in San Diego back in 1964, and there's also one in San Antonio, Texas as well, which opened in 1988. I visited all 3 of them, but this one is still my favourite. Really busy here in the park as well. Lots of people coming down for that Summer Spectacular. Yeah, lots of people in the car park today. Queued for quite a while to get my parking. Only one closure at the park today. That is the Sky Tower that you can just see off to the right there. I haven't actually rode that in a long time, actually, since it became an upcharge attraction. So yeah, not really going to miss that. It is a good Sky Tower though. Tallest observation tower in Florida, that one. I love this signage off to the right as well as we come up on Manta. Hey! B&M flying coaster.
Are we going up here?
Whew, I hope the operations for that are good today. Don't want to be kept in that flying position on the brake run for too long. Wow, it is, yeah, it's seriously hot today. I mean, I've literally only just come into the park, walked from the car, and I can feel myself just dripping down my back. The humidity is off the scale today. We are expecting some thunderstorms over the next few days. Hopefully that'll clear things down a little bit. But yeah, it's still going to be remaining pretty hot. If you're not all that good with heat, coming to Florida in May, June, July, you know, the summer months, really isn't recommended. And here comes Manta. The water effects working? Yay! And there she comes again. Hey, it looks great, doesn't it? Love this entrance signage as well, with all the waterfalls coming down. Can get quite a big queue on Manta due to its close proximity to the entrance of the park. Currently on a 45-minute wait for the 2009 B&M Flyer. So I'm going to come back to that one a little bit later on. I'm going to head straight on over to Penguin Trek. Yeah, looking forward to riding that B&M Family Launch Coaster. Should be good. We go right underneath the lift hill for Manta. Oh, some great views from up there. Whew, really do appreciate this shade as well. And like I say, yeah, really nice and busy at the park today. Nice atmosphere. Love it on days like today. And really looking forward to the fireworks show a little bit later on as well. That should be good. And with the park open from 9 a.m. through until 10 p.m, means we've got a chance to get some of those night rides in as well. There's that absolutely huge 98-foot tall pretzel loop of Manta, and I'll tell you what, that is super intense. Really, really intense. Oh wow, and here we go then. on approach to Antarctica and my first time seeing Penguin Trek. Yeah, last time I came here, this was all just construction walls. There's some footers in the ground, but now here it is. You know, I'm really looking forward to getting on this. Hey. Of course, like I say, this opened last year, 2024. And it is a B&M Family Launch Coaster. LSM launches on this one. Got a rolling launch and a boost. Hey, there goes Manta in that pretzel loop. Yeah, and this ride actually takes up part of the building that used to be used for Antarctica Empire of the Penguin. And I miss that dark ride. That was really, really good. Trackless dark ride that used to be here just off to the right. I love the reveal at the end, you know, when you kind of came forward, turned around, the doors opened up, and all the penguins were there. But this is now where you will find Penguin Trek. Here we are. Like the entrance signage, it's nice. Of course, you can just enter the penguin exhibit here as well. You don't actually have to ride. But yeah, I like that. That looks cool. Let's join the queue. And I've switched over to the GoPro now then, as all items do have to go into a locker before you join the queue. And it's currently a 70-minute wait. So yeah, it's going to be a long one, but at least it's inside and it's nice and cool. Let's go. And we're waiting about 15 minutes now, just entered into a little bit of a cattle pen queue, but there's some things to look around, some props. Not going to do much on that keyboard though, are you? And there's some facts and figures to look at as well, which is nice. And just 30 minutes later then we are in the station. So yeah, nowhere close to the 70 that I was told at the entrance. So this is good. There's a good view of the train from above.
It's time to explore the coolest place on Earth. Buckle up. It's time to explore the coolest place on Earth.
And here we go then on SeaWorld Orlando's newest roller coaster, Penguin Trek, row number 3. Nice and comfortable with the lap bar. Oh wow, all the screens in here, all the penguins. Falling ice, sudden drop. Hey! Oh, I love all the lighting, sound effects. And here we go. Hey! Wow, it's good this. Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Nice snappy launch. Oh, it's a bit rattly. Into that rolling launch. And into the final turnaround, into the brake run. Oh, wow. That definitely had a rattle to it. Especially at the end there, wow. Honestly, what has happened to B&M lately? That really was rattling all the way around the layout. But there we are. Penguin Trek. Hey, and when you do get off the ride then, you do still get to see the penguins behind this glass here. It's not actually in the exhibit like it used to be with Antarctica Empire of the Penguin, but you do still get to see them. Of course, the actual exhibit is just kind of over the back here, which you do need to access via a different queue. But yeah, it's still good that you get to see them when you get off the ride. Look at them all. just had my first ride on Penguin Trek then, SeaWorld Orlando's newest roller coaster, manufactured by B&M, opened last year in 2024. And you know what? It was a thoroughly enjoyable ride. I actually did enjoy it. Row number 3, nice comfortable lap bar restraints on there. Loved the start of the ride, the little dark show scene with the big screen and all the penguins, the sound effects, the music in there, and the little drop actually as well before you actually come out of the station itself. Fairly snappy launch into that first bank to the right, and there's a rolling launch in there as well. Some nice twisty elements, great rides for the kids and for families that. But I will say it had a horrendous rattle throughout the entire layout. I don't know if it was just my row number 3 or just that train running 2 trains today, but yeah, that really was bad. And that's that thing with B&M lately. Their newest models really do suffer with that rattle, and Penguin Trek is absolutely no different. And yeah, I just don't know what it is with B&M lately. They used to be known for being completely glass smooth rides, but unfortunately, yeah, that really was rattly. You got a little bit of a headache actually coming off of that. But like I say, the start of the ride was really nice, and there's some nice elements in there as well. And from Penguin Trek then down to Journey to Atlantis, and that's the first boat that's come down in quite some time actually. I think they've been experiencing a little bit of a delay, but here we go. The coaster that started it all for SeaWorld really, here in Orlando, opened back in 1998. The Magride's water coaster, the first coaster to be built here at SeaWorld Orlando. Here we go, the boats are coming down fast now. Yeah, they definitely had a delay of some kind. It's advertised at 15 minutes, but the queue is right out the front here, so I don't think that's going to be 15. So I may have to come back to this one. It's looking pretty busy. Journey to Atlantis and Infinity Falls here, the water rides, really, really popular today. Due to this extreme heat, I tell you what, it really is hot here today. Probably one of the hottest days I've experienced here in Florida, 36 degrees currently. The heat is just bouncing off of the floor. It really is pretty uncomfortable today, I gotta be honest. But we'll come back to Journey to Atlantis. Let's head on over to Kraken. That's currently listed as a 20-minute wait. Old school B&M coaster, opened in 2000. Hey. And it's a great ride, there's 7 inversions. I've always loved the signage as well. The big Kraken over the entrance. Let's get on. And waited about 15 minutes for my ride on Kraken then, as we're getting on the back row. Hey, best place to ride this coaster in my opinion. Here we go. And here we go on the back row of Kraken then, the most intense place, but the best place. There's some great views off to the left. We'll be heading over to Mako a little bit later on. Almost said Manta then. Definitely not Manta. Yeah, Kraken's looking pretty good though actually. Not sure if it's been repainted since I was last here. It does look good though. And this is your old school B&M coaster. Nice and aggressive, this one. 7 inversions. Some great views at the top. Here we go. Kraken. Hey. Oh, into the zero-G roll! Way! Oh my god! Oh, it's flying around! Oh, into the mid-course. Here we go. Whoa. Oh, it's great! Oh, it's so intense! Oh. And that is Kraken. The first thrill coaster to come to SeaWorld Orlando, and it's still a belter. What a ride.
Please remain seated until the coaster comes to a complete stop inside.
Some on-ride POV there then of Kraken, the B&M Flawless Coaster here at SeaWorld Orlando. All the way back in the year 2000 that ride opened. It's its 25th anniversary this year and it rides smoother than Penguin Trek. Back row on that, oh my word, it is absolutely exceptional. The whip you get in some of those elements is absolutely phenomenal. 7 inversions on there, speeds of 65 miles an hour, height of about 149 feet, but it's the aggressive nature of that ride. It really is an old school B&M. I absolutely love it. The green color scheme looks great. After Mako, that is my favorite coaster here in this park. I think it's absolutely outstanding and I hope it doesn't go anywhere anytime soon. And after that ride on Kraken then, I thought I'd head back round to Journey to Atlantis. Unfortunately, they have been experiencing technical difficulties with this ride, but right now all of the coasters are down due to a storm that's starting to bubble up in the area. You can just kind of see it above us here. I'm not quite sure how big it is. It's just kind of appeared from nowhere, really. It was clear blue skies only kind of 10 minutes or so ago. But now we've got all these storm clouds up. So yeah, all the rides are currently down at the moment. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity to head over to probably Voyager's actually and grab myself some lunch. And I've just come in to get some lunch now then from Voyager's Smokehouse here at SeaWorld Orlando. My preferred place to eat. And I've gone for the brisket and the fries, got some barbecue sauce there, a Fanta and a huge cookie. And this would have cost almost $50, which is pretty shocking to be honest. But as part of my 14-day park passes, I actually have the all-day dining deal included here at SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens as well. So I'll be taking full advantage of that because the prices here at the SeaWorld parks for food really is disgusting to be honest. Oh, and I tell you what, that brisket really was tasty. It's my preferred dish here at Voyager's Smokehouse. Really is nice, and it really does fill you up. I will say though that the prices here are absolutely disgusting. Nearly $50 for that. Works out at about 43, 44 pounds in today's exchange rate. And as tasty as it was, it's nowhere near worth that. Luckily, I do have that all-day dining plan, but that's worth bearing in mind if you don't have that when you come to the SeaWorld parks. Not just here in SeaWorld Orlando, Busch Gardens Tampa as well, SeaWorld all around the world. Prices are horrendously expensive for food, drink and merch, and it's because they still have that 5% surcharge that they add at the end of it. That really does need abolishing now. The pandemic was 5 years ago. There's really no need for that to still be in place. It just makes everything so expensive here, which is a real shame. Gonna make my way over to Pipeline the Surf Coaster now then. It's been a while since I've ridden this, back in November 2023, B&M's stand-up coaster. Let's go take a look. And just as I was heading down to Pipeline then, I found out that the coasters were still closed for the storm. However, I've got back round to Mako and it looks like they're now back open. So that's just my luck. However, there is a showing in just 25 minutes at the Nautilus Theatre of that new show, Hydro Surge. So I'm going to go and check that out, and then we'll get our rides in on Mako after that. And then we'll head back round to Pipeline a little bit later on. Oh, I tell you what, the storms have done nothing to make it any cooler though. It's been a brutally hot day today. I've struggled to film at some points, and I've had to just kind of take cover, get a drink, and just cool down a little bit, you know. It's been so hot. Oh, the theming for Mako though, can't wait to get on that later. My favorite coaster at the park, and one of my favorite hypers anywhere in the world. It is great. Love the music in this area as well. There it is, on just a 10-minute wait. But here we are at the Nautilus Theatre though. Extreme Cirque Show, there we are, showings at 2:30, 4 and 5:30. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get out of the heat, get a bit of air conditioning, and we'll see what this show's like. Highlights coming up. just seen some highlights there then of the brand new show Hydro Surge here at SeaWorld Orlando. And where to start with that? I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. Like the song selection in there was some pretty good vocals, good choreography, and some pretty good acrobatics as well. Really nice use of props in there, including that kind of seesaw element. That was really cool. And of course, right up in the ceiling of the stage there on those kind of curtain type things, whatever you call that style of acrobatics, I'm not too sure. But it was really, really good. And I like the big screen across the back that kind of added to kind of the scene changes there. Really cool. Like the stormy scene with all the lighting around. That was really good. And then, of course, the floating turtles as well. They were great with all the bubbles coming down from the ceiling. Honestly thought that was a really good high energy show. Really, really enjoyed that. 3 showings throughout the day. Definitely worth watching if you come down here to the park. Unfortunately, the coasters are still closed. So I'm going to head back round now to Expedition Odyssey and get a ride on the new Flying Theatre. Let's go take a look. Yeah, it's a real shame about those coasters. The storm's being quite persistent today, unfortunately. Hopefully we get to get on a few more before park close. It's still quite a long time until 10 p.m, so I'm hopeful. But yeah, Infinity Falls to the left is also down, obviously. Great rapids, that. Quite like these tables out here with the Summer Spectacular branding on them. That looks really nice. Yeah, I do like that. And speaking of branding, actually, what I have noticed around the park is that all the references to Shamu have been removed. Obviously, the park kind of wanting to really distance themselves to what they used to be years ago, you know. It's a very different place now. Back when I first visited, back in 1991, there was no rides here. It was all about, you know, the shows and kind of the conservation and all that kind of stuff. While it is still very much about that, it's kind of got that much less theatrical kind of feel to it, that flamboyancy to the shows that they used to have. The orcas, the dolphins, the sea lions, and all that kind of thing. The shows are still here, but they're very focused on education now, rather than, you know, the music and the storylines and the theatrics that the park used to be known for. They are kind of obviously gradually starting to phase that out. But there's plenty of animals here to see though, if that does take your fancy. Penguins, manta rays, manatees, stingrays, and of course, like I said, the dolphins, orcas and sea lions as well. And there's a look at Infinity Falls. Steep drop. Oh, it's a great rapids. Absolutely fantastic, and what a day for it as well. Really hope this opens up. I'd like to get on this today. Oh, it really is hot. And here's another point where the reference to Shamu has been removed. It's no longer Shamu Stadium, it's now the Orca Stadium. And I love this signage for the Orca encounter here. I really do like that. 3 showings today, 12, 3:30 and 9:15. And that's still obviously the original stadium that's been here since the beginning. Yeah, I remember going in there in 1991. Fantastic. And that was the thing, as a kid, that's what made me kind of fall in love with this park, was those shows. Really did enjoy them. So part of me does kind of miss that they're no longer how they used to be. However, I do get that, you know, we are in changing times now, and, you know, things do have to change, and they have changed here. But SeaWorld is still one of the largest marine animal rescue organizations in the world, and they do still put so much work and finances into their conservation, which is great. Hey, timed that right, it's the Sesame Street Parade. Hey. Couldn't tell you who these characters were. Absolutely no idea. Great for the kids though. Hey. Now these I know. Bernie and Ernie. And the Cookie Monster, there he is. Look at him. Hey. There he is. Hey. One. Ha ha ha. Hey. Ah, fantastic. That was well timed, that. Now then, I have just made my way around to Expedition Odyssey then. It's currently on a 95-minute wait, which is a long time for a flying theatre. However, like I say, it is the new ride, so I will wait. But I thought before I do, I'll grab myself some Dippin' Dots. Gone for the cookies and cream here. I'm going to give you one guess as to how much this cost. I think you're going to be surprised. £11. £11 for a standard cup of Dippin' Dots. That is absolutely outrageous. I cannot believe I even paid that for this. That really is shocking. The price is here. I mentioned it before after I came out of Voyagers. They really are shocking. Do bear that in mind if you are coming to any SeaWorld park. Bring your own food. And there we go then, I've just polished off my £11 Dippin' Dots. They are really, really nice actually, but I just wish I'd paid about the same amount as I did for the mini melts at Paulton's Park the other day. Although to be fair, you do get a lot more here when it comes to the Dippin' Dots. Gonna head on over to Expedition Odyssey now then. As you can see, it's still advertised at 95 minutes. I am hoping that that's overestimated, but we'll see. Of course, you can just go straight through to the habitats on the left side here. But I will queue for this. It is a new ride. I want to do it. And with the coasters being closed, I haven't really got much choice. And it'd be nice to just queue up in some air conditioning because it is still very, very warm. So I'm going to put my stuff in a locker, which you have to do before you join the queue. And then we'll go and take a look at the ride. And switched over to the GoPro now then. And it's a very big cattle pen queue in here, which is not great to see. Oh, we got some animals on the walls and things, I guess, if that takes your fancy. Let's hope this isn't going to be 95 minutes. And I've been queuing for about 30 minutes now then, and I've moved from here to here, which is where I am. I've got to be honest, these are the types of queues that I absolutely despise. Slow-moving cattle pens with nothing to look at. It really is pretty bad in here, and it's got to continue all the way in this room as well. The only reason I'm actually still here is because the coasters are still closed. However, this is going to be a pretty painful wait. And we've now been waiting 1 hour 45 minutes, so 10 minutes longer than advertised, and we're almost there. I just thought I'd show you how we've literally transitioned from one themeless cattle pen to another. This queue line is probably one of the worst queuing experiences I've ever had at a theme park. It really is terrible. And after 2 hours of waiting, I'm finally getting batched up. Seat number 15 as we head on down into Expedition Odyssey. 2 hours for a flying theatre. Never again. And here we go then, about to enter the Gold Expedition on the right side. You've got the Blue Expedition on the left as we enter the pre-show.
Untouched wilderness, we are surrounded by the Arctic's sheer scale and beauty, forever preserved in its pristine state. On this breathtaking expedition into the Arctic, you will meet many fascinating creatures. Known as iconic posers as they navigate their frozen ground with graceful strength.
And some on-ride footage there then of Expedition Odyssey, the brand new flying theatre attraction here at SeaWorld Orlando. And I'd like to start off by saying that obviously with the removal of Antarctica Empire of the Penguin, it was good that they brought in another dark ride, as that's always been something that SeaWorld Orlando lacks. So to have another dark ride here is good. However, I'm a simple man. I feel like I've led quite a simple life. I don't have very many regrets. However, joining that queue line was probably up there as one of the biggest regrets I'll ever have in my life. 2 hours I waited for that in just one huge cattle pen with no theming, no music, no interesting facts to look at, absolutely nothing, no story to the ride, and it was one of the slowest moving cattle pens that I've ever had the displeasure of waiting in. Honest to God, I think that's probably the worst queuing experience I've ever had, waiting for a ride in the history of me being interested in this whole industry since going back as a kid. Yeah, it really was a painful experience, and to be honest, it's a flying theatre. The most I would have waited for that really would probably be 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes tops. You get what you expect. In fairness, it was okay. The footage was quite good. There was some nice transitions there. The music was beautiful. My favorite scene was the transition to the underwater section where you saw all the orcas and all that kind of stuff. That was really quite special. But overall, it is just a flying theatre. Some of the footage on there was a little bit blurry, so if you do suffer with motion sickness, that's probably not going to be great for you. Also, I was sat on row 15 in the Gold Expedition, and you really could see the top of the show building quite a bit on that. It wasn't the best seat at all. For a flying theatre attraction, it's good. I'm glad that it's here at the park, because on days like today, you really do need to get in and get sheltered as much as you can do. They do need more dark rides here at the park, but Expedition Odyssey is a good start. But like I say, if you're coming down here to the park, 20 minutes tops really for that ride. 95 advertised, waited nearly 2 hours. That's bad. And unfortunately, Infinity Falls remains closed here as well. It was open earlier in the day. It closed due to the storms and unfortunately hasn't actually reopened. This is the park's 2018 Intamin Rapids. It still has, as far as I'm aware, the tallest drop on a rapids at 40 feet. And that's the drop just behind me here. But as you can see, none of the water's running, all the boats are parked, and this isn't going to be opening up for the rest of today. And it's interesting actually that the park has actually brought the fireworks forward to 9 o'clock tonight. And along with that, the closing time of the park as well is also going to be 9 o'clock. It was originally going to be 10, but I think due to that inclement weather today, they've actually brought that forward by an hour, which is a little bit of a shame, because it's approaching 8 o'clock now, which means I only have an hour, and I've barely ridden any coasters today due to the storms in the area. I'm going to head back round to Mako now. That's currently on a 5-minute wait. The coasters have reopened, but the sky is still looking pretty ominous. Unfortunately, it's not been the best day here at SeaWorld today. I mean, that's no fault of the park. You can't help the inclement weather and the storms in the area and things like that. Health and safety always comes first with things like this. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just been one of those days. And it's interesting really, because it wasn't actually forecast that. It was supposed to be sunny and warm all day today, and the storms have just kind of bubbled up from nowhere really. And yeah, it's really affected the operations of the coasters today, which is a shame. But as you can see, Mako is running, 5-minute wait. As long as I get this ride in, I'll be happy. And we might be able to get down to Pipeline as well afterwards. We've still got an hour left. Let's see what we can do. And here we go on Mako then for my first ride in 2025. Absolutely love this B&M Hyper. It's absolutely awesome. Look at it over to the left. Oh, Kraken looks fantastic from here, doesn't it? Right over the lake, this coaster. Heights of 200 feet, so it's only just a Hyper, but it still classifies. Speeds of 73 miles an hour. Oh, look at the views. Icon Park off to the left there. Here we go. brake course, bit of ejector, here we go. Whee! Oh, it's just amazing. Whee! And then over the lake to finish. Yes! And into the brake run. Oh, it's just superb. What a ride that is. Oh, and how good is Mako? Some on-ride footage there. I absolutely love that coaster to bits. It's by far and away my favorite coaster here at the park. From the start of that climb up to 200 feet to all of the elements following, and the floater air time on there is just exceptional. The hammerhead turn around across the lake as well is really good. I just love everything about that ride. 73 miles an hour, flying around that layout, probably thanks to the heat today. You just get some absolutely amazing views. The clamshell restraints are really comfortable, and like I say, the floater air time on that is just exceptional. And you've got that bit right at the end that just comes around the lake, really nice and close, and it's perfect. Absolutely love it. It only just classifies as a hyper, being 200 feet, but that's fine. I don't even care. It is that good of a ride. I absolutely love it. Come away from that now then, I'm going to head on over to Pipeline, see if I can get my ride in on B&M's stand-up coaster with that dynamic seating. And there, of course, is the SeaWorld observation tower in all its glory. 400 feet that. And it's a shame that they've turned it into an upcharge attraction, because you really did get some exceptional views from up there. I really still think that SeaWorld should turn this into a drop tower. I think that would be absolutely incredible. Can you imagine? 400 feet. It's the tallest observation tower in Florida. As a drop tower, I think that would be absolutely awesome. Oh, I just imagine Intamin coming in and changing that into a drop tower. I mean, what great views right over the lake and everything, you know? Turn it into like a Falcon's Fury drop tower or something. Absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what, I'm so happy that the sun's gone down now. Got a little bit of a breeze coming in as well, so it's just cooling those temperatures off just nice. Actually quite looking forward to the fireworks show a little bit later on. Got Sea Fire Grill just in front of us. I might just pop in there actually and see if I can get myself a drink. I've been so dehydrated today, it really has been a struggle. I like Sea Fire Grill as well, they do some good food in here. And back on the GoPro now then, as we join the queue for Pipeline, the surf coaster. Just a 15-minute wait. Let's go. Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of this coaster when I first rode it. I think that's more to do with my height though. I don't quite get to take advantage of those dynamic seats, you know? And yeah, I felt a little bit uncomfortable between the legs, I'll be honest. And also, I just feel like that they could have themed the layout a lot better for this ride, you know? They really could have gone to town on it. I mean, the theming kind of off-ride is quite good. You got the surfboards, you got the waterfalls and all the lighting. It all looks quite good, but just wish they had done more on the layout of the actual coaster, you know? 15-minute wait though? Let's go. And here we go then. First time riding Pipeline since 2023. Front row ride and a dark ride as well.
Let's go!
Although coming to a stop here is not planned. Here we go. Into that LSM launch. Speeds of about 60 miles an hour this one, heights of 110 feet.
Bella!
Hey, let's go. Whoa! Woo! Oh, I love that little airtime hill out of the station. It's great. The one corkscrew, the only inversion on the ride. Oh, it's a rattler. Oh, it's got a rattle to it. B&M, what have you done? Oh. And into the brake run. Oh. Again, another B&M with another rattle. I don't understand what's happened. You could probably hear that on the footage. Like a shopping trolley. It's good fun though. And some on-ride footage there then of Pipeline, the surf coaster here at SeaWorld Orlando. And I'll tell you what, I do quite like that ride. I like the dynamic seating. I felt like I had a better time with it this time. So I'm not quite sure what happened when I first rode it back in 2023. That was much better, got some good airtime on that. I like the launch out of the station, love the little airtime hill, that's very cool. Just the one inversion on here, the corkscrew, speeds of 60 miles an hour and heights of about 110 feet. And it's not a bad layout at all. But I will say though, I cannot remember it rattling like that back in 2023. Again, much like Penguin Trek, that was awful. Front row ride, and you could probably hear it on the footage, that rattle, the judder going from left to right, especially in the final part of the layout, which is my favorite part. Just before you come into the station, some of those banked elements are really quite cool, but that was like a shopping trolley on there. I really don't know what's happened to B&M lately. The heat may be making it worse, but that really was, that was awful. It really was. That and Penguin Trek today have really not been comfortable experiences, and that's a shame. I mean, look at it behind me. It looks great, doesn't it, with the water fountains down here and all the lighting. I think it does, from off-ride, look great. I would like to have seen them put a little bit more theming around the actual layout of the ride itself, but otherwise, it's a pretty good ride. I just wish that rattle would disappear. If it was glass smooth, that would be an excellent coaster, really enjoyable. Anyway, it's coming towards the end of the night now then, just 10 minutes left until park close due to that inclement weather. The fireworks are still happening tonight, so coming up next will be highlights of that show over the lake. with that firework display then, that is where we're going to wrap up this vlog from SeaWorld Orlando. And what a firework display that was. They were actually really, really good. Nice and colourful. Some big bangers in there, some nice cracklers as well. The fireworks themselves were actually very good. The fountains look good as well, with all the lighting effects around, and some pyro in there as well, which was actually pretty unexpected, to be fair. What I would say though is the music was way too muted. It seemed like the speakers for the music were only over at Bayside Stadium and nowhere else around the lake, so there was no kind of big performance theatrics with all the music and the fireworks synced up and things like that. So it wasn't a brilliant show, but the fireworks did more than make up for it. And then we have the day as a whole, and look, I came here to SeaWorld Orlando mainly for the 3 new attractions today. Obviously Expedition Odyssey, the new show Hydro Surge, and of course Penguin Trek. Now, 1 out of the 3 was very, very good. Hydro Surge was fantastic. Really enjoyed that show. Some great acrobatics, great choreography, some good vocals, good song selection, and a great use of props as well. And I loved that back screen as all the kind of scenes changed. That was really, really good. Very, very impressed with that show. About 25 minutes in length. Well worth seeing. Penguin Trek. Again, it's that B&M rattle, unfortunately, much like Pipeline. It was a very good layout though. I enjoyed the layout, enjoyed the little dark show section at the beginning. Nice snappy launch out of the station. And like I say, the layout wasn't too bad, but the rattle was horrendous on it. It really, really was. It was like a shopping trolley, and there's just a distinct lack of theming throughout the ride itself, which is a shame. I would like to have seen a bit more. They could have really gone to town with that, same as they could have done with Pipeline. You know, all the Arctic theming around. I think that would have been great. Expedition Odyssey. Look, it's nice that they have actually still kept a dark ride here after closing down Antarctica Empire of the Penguin. Very much appreciated for that, especially on days like today. It's been brutally hot today. But the wait time was what killed it for me on that. 95 minutes, I was willing to wait it because of the coasters being down due to that weather, which is no fault of the parks, obviously. Ride availability hasn't been the best today at all, to be honest. I've only ridden 4 of the 8 coasters, so that's good that Expedition Odyssey is in place for that. It's just the execution of that and the queue of that is just absolutely awful. It is just one massive cattle pen and there's nothing to see. There's no theming, there's no interesting facts, there's no story about the ride or anything like that. There's a little bit of a pre-show to the ride where they kind of show you how they captured the footage of the Arctic for the ride itself, but the queue line is just dismal. That really, really was awful today, and it was very, very slow moving. The throughput on that ride is dire. I would recommend waiting maybe 20 minutes for it. Any more than that, it's a skip, I'm afraid. The footage itself was good. There were some nice transitions. The music was very nice. But it's just a flying theatre. If you've rode Soarin' or anything similar to that, it's exactly the same as that, really, just with different footage. I much prefer Soarin', to be honest. And like I say, I wasn't in the best seat for that ride either. Row 15, kind of saw a lot of the show building roof. So yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing experience, to be honest, as was Penguin Trek, unfortunately. So yeah, 1 out of 3. Well, it's not too bad. It could have been 0 out of 3, I guess. But, you know, the positives of today, getting back on Mako, I absolutely love that coaster. I think it's fantastic. Kraken as well, a really nice, aggressive, old school B&M, which is absolutely awesome to ride. And just being back here at the park, it's really fantastic. I love all the conservation work that they do here. And of course, if animals is your thing, there's plenty of them to see here. There really, really is. You can feed the stingrays, you can see the baby dolphins. So yeah, if that is your thing, plenty of shows and plenty of interactives to see around here at SeaWorld. Unfortunately, due to the weather, like I say, it's not been the best day, but you cannot blame the park for that. Safety is always paramount in these situations. And that's been it from SeaWorld Orlando. In terms of the next vlog coming up here on Adventure Planet, we're going to be over at the other SeaWorld park in Tampa. It is, of course, Busch Gardens. I cannot wait to get back on Iron Gwazi and the new ride over there for me, Phoenix Rising. The whole Pantopia section, has that changed very much? Is Scorpion still there? Is it gone? Who knows? Looking forward to finding out. But from here at SeaWorld Orlando, I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, happy riding, everybody, and I shall see you at Busch Gardens Tampa.